Let me tell you a little bit about the textbook. It's actually 3 books, and that's because I did a lot of writing. And right now it's from 2007, version 2.03. That's the book that you want to get. And you can see here the covers. And look what it says right here, that you can view all of Chapter 1 online while waiting to get your book. I'll show you that in a moment. See, this first book covers chapters 1 through 3. The next book is chapters 4 up to 7. And the last book is chapters 8 through 10. You might not be able to get your book right away for one reason or another, so I have provided chapter 1 online. Let's go right now. It says here below are links to the individual chapter 1 sections. Now these are PDFs, PDF format. Most of you already have Adobe Reader, but if you need to get it, then you can by clicking on that link. And you would read it one at a time. Now if I click on this, it's going to download the PDF. But what I want to tell you about in particular is the reason you would use this page is because you don't have your book yet. And having this page here will allow you to get started while you're waiting to get your book. All right. Now, I want to mention to you that I also have a chapter 0 online, and it works just the same as the chapter 1 online. The only thing is chapter 0 is not required. You do not have to go to chapter 0 if you don't want to. And if you do go there, then be aware that it does take some time to maybe read through some things, and it might put you back. Well, that's why I have those soft deadlines. So you might not meet the first deadline or even the second one, but you'll know that you need to get caught up. The thing about this chapter 0, the reason I have it is you might need a refresher on things like fractions or exponents and square roots. Well, they're in chapter 0. And you don't have to read all of chapter 0. In fact, let's just go there real quickly. Maybe what you might want to read, here's exponents and roots, square roots. You might want to read a little bit and be reminded about the order of operations, about what factors are and common factors and multiples. Here's fractions, multiplying and dividing. Here's more fractions, adding and subtracting. These are, again, if you need the refresher. These are not a part of the course. I will not quiz you on these. I will not test you on these. And in particular, if you do any of this material, which is fine, I encourage it if you need it, but it will put you back a little bit from doing the algebra. So let's go back to the menu. Let's see. Course description tells you the kinds of things that we'll be discussing in the class or learning in the class. Same thing for learning outcomes. What's this important things to know? Let's look at that. Course requirements. Are you ready? Well, bottom line is, for an online course, you need to be self-motivated and self-disciplined. You need to set yourself up with a regular study regimen where you are going to be doing it, not necessarily every single day, but you know what days. Okay, this is my online Math 52 study day. And it might be a weekend day. That's fine if that's what you need. But I ask you to ask yourself these questions. Am I able to manage my time without distractions? Do I have a quiet, safe environment where I can study with little or no interruptions? That's really important. You can concentrate just on the math that we're doing. Am I able to consistently meet deadlines? Now, I know we've talked about the soft deadlines, but the question still remains, can you meet deadlines? And if you do get behind, can you catch up? That's what you need to ask yourself. Will I continually check the course calendar and complete assignments on time? Am I able to learn new material on my own? I think I told you that I wrote that book so that you can study on your own. You can learn on your own by reading the book. I had only the book for a long time in the course, and then about 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, I realized that some sections need some visual tutorial. And so I created some tutorials for the course, And I don't have every single section covered, but I do have most of them, almost all of them covered. And that's another resource to you. So you'll need to learn on your own. Even though I say that, you'll still be able to ask questions and, how do you do this particular exercise and things like that. And I will answer on the discussion board, or I can answer in an email, or I might even have another YouTube video just for that question that you ask and explain it that way. Here's another one I want you to ask yourself. Do I have a reliable computer? One that I am experienced with. It does happen that computers crash sometimes, and you are without a computer for a week, or hopefully not, but possibly longer. And then the question is, well, if that's the case, do I have a backup computer I can use? Maybe a friend's computer, or a relative, or maybe go to the library or whatever. But the truth is, you need to have a computer. Now, if you don't have a computer available because it's, temporarily on the fritz or whatever, you can still read the book. You can still at least start making or keep making progress through the book. And then once you get back online, you can go back and do any quizzes you need to do. But these are the questions that you need to ask yourself. Let me scroll down here a little bit to the most important things to know about this course. I mentioned this already. You'll need to devote at least 10 hours per week on Math 52. Now this includes reading the textbook, watching the tutorial videos, doing the exercises, taking online quizzes and tests, participating in the classroom discussion. That means posting questions and answers on the discussion board. And of course, you need to take a midterm and a final exam. And as I mentioned before, they are worth a lot of points. So you definitely want to be prepared when you take those. I mentioned also that you're going to need to be reading the book and watching the online tutorial videos. And I actually have a video to talk about the videos. So I'll leave that to you. It's on my tutorial homepage.